What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Mikhael. We have two new cards to talk about. One is a hand trap, and one is a sky scourge card. And we're going to jump into the hand trap, which is Baharita, Sky Piercer of the Light, which is a level 7 light dragon effect monster. So that's pretty cool. 2000 attack, 2400 defense. You can summon this card by tributing one effect monster. Its second effect is a hard one's return during your opponent's main phase. If your opponent adds cards from their deck to their hand outside of drawing, and this card is in your hand, you can activate this card immediately. After this card's effect resolved, you tribute summon it. If this is normal or special summon, you can activate this effect. Your opponent banishes the top cards from the top of their deck face down equal to the number of cards in their hand. Then your opponent shuffles their hand into the deck, and if they do, they add the banished cards, cards banished by this effect. So what this is essentially trying to do is stop your opponent from adding or getting that specific card that they wanted. If they're searching for a card, they usually want to use it. This disrupts that. Is it better than Ash Blossom? No, it's not better than Ash Blossom. It's not even better than Joel Lock. Well, in some decks, I guess it could be better than Joel Lock, just because like some decks only want like one search, and that's all they need. But like, I think that this card is okay, and it has relevant typing and being a light dragon too. That's level 7. So that's pretty neat. Overall, though, not the best card. And although it's tributing, one normal monster or one effect monster, it's pretty decent. Another issue becomes you have to tribute summon for it to be relevant, and that's also another issue because that feels like you set up a board, your opponent maybe Dark Rulers more. This seems like a side deck card. Like maybe you lost the first game in your Go First deck, so you side deck in this card so that when they search after Dark Ruling no more to break your board, you can do this. But even then, I feel like the applications of this card are pretty narrow. Like even in a janky setting, like it's hard to see like a situation where this becomes good because if you go and be like in a more janky setting, they're not searching as many cards, and even if they are searching for like one card, it's not usually going to make that much more of a difference. So I think that this card isn't that good, is my impression of it. You guys can leave a comment down below and tell me how dumb I am. But if this is the start of a new archetype, maybe like Sky Piercers for dragon and their dragons and stuff like that, maybe this card will be good, be in that archetype. But who knows? Anyway, we're gonna move on to Sky Scourge card, which is Sky Scourge Sithers. My immediate impression of it being that it's a level 6 Earth Fiend effect monster is, why isn't this a Dark Fiend? Sky Scourge were the cards that were made to be fixed version of the original Chaos cards. So there's a version that's basically BLS. There's one that's like Chaos Sorcerer, and then there's Sky Scourge. I don't remember what it's called, but that one. But one of them actually saw competitive play a little bit, and it. I think it's like Norealis. Basically what it does is it's Chaos Emperor Dragon, but it's fixed and has a hard, like, heavy downside in order to balance it out. Or it's a lot, its downside it doesn't have a downside, I should say, and it has a harder summoning condition than banishing a light and a dark. It required like 3 Dark Fiends and then like a light fairy or something like that. So with Sky Scourges, which they're getting more support, cool. I haven't read this card's effect yet, but it being an Earth Fiend instead of a Dark Fiend is immediately like it feels like they missed the mark on that. But let's see what it does before giving final impressions. Level 6 Earth Fiend effect monster, 2000 or 2200 attack, 1600 defense, cannot be special summoned in this day and age. Um, if this card is tribute summoned, you can apply these effects based on the type and attribute of the monster tributed for the tribute summon. If it's a light fairy, you add one light fairy or dark fiend monster from your deck to your hand. If you tributed a dark fiend, you send a light fairy or dark fiend monster from your deck to your hand. So the idea of this card is to set up for the other ones, but once again, I think that they should have had it should have just been a dark fiend, right? And I think that saying it can't be special summoned also is a big enough downside not to run it, because you're going to want to tribute summon for it anyway to get its effect. So what's the harm in letting it be special summoned other than it being a level 6? And in that case, it doesn't really apply. And I think that, yeah, in a janky setting, if you're just playing with your friends, maybe you just want to build a dark and light fairy and fiend, you're a heaven and hell type of deck and everything like that, or some stupid shit like that. You guys do you, because it could be a cool theme. It's just that I think the Sky Scourges, like I said, they have these really heavy restrictions on how they're summoned, but and you can usually get around them with Phantom of Chaos, but which is what people did. But I just think that I don't see the harm in letting this be special summoned. It's not like it's a normal or special summon effect that Foolish Burials or adds that's generic. That would be it. That would be, I could see that one. You have to tribute summon, and I know it's kind of generic and light fairy and dark fiend, and most fairy and a lot of the fairy typing is light, and a lot of the fiend typing is dark. I just think that they kind of missed the mark. At least if you're gonna have the downside of it can't be special, they should have had it be a dark fiend. But that's just my take. Once again, you guys can tell me what you guys think of this card as well. Tell me I'm right or wrong. Fun fact about the Sky Scourges is they're all based on Final Fantasy 3 things. So this one's based off of the character Sid. The other ones are based off some of the Sky Ships. Anyway, that is it for today. If it is your birthday today, happy birthday. If you want to send me any cool deck profiles or replays, emails in the description. And of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.